Hello everyone and welcome back to another practice. Today's practice is going to be a full body flow. I'm not going to say this is a body flow for beginners, but it's for all levels. If you have been practicing yoga for a while, this can challenge you to another level. If you're not able to do it on the very first day, the full flow, it's completely okay. It's not meant to be. With practice, it'll come. And this is a yoga flow for your full body, and you can practice this every single day. Couple things you would need for this practice are highly recommend that you use a pad or a thick towel to place under your knees in case they hurt. I am using yoga blocks, but if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use 2 thick books instead of 1 block. So I highly recommend that you get yourself 4 thick books for your yoga practice, because we might be using them as support in some postures. So yoga blocks, a pad, and I want you to get yourself a strap. If you don't have a specific yoga strap, again, completely okay. You can use an old scarf, dupatta, or even a thin t-shirt, and the whole idea is we would be wrapping it around maybe our ankles or some portions during the workout to go deeper in our bends. And a sip of water in between. Just catch hold of all these things, pause this video, get them, and come back, and then we get straight into practice. So before we begin the practice, let's just sit for a while and get our intention in our body. So I want you to sit cross-legged like so, and if this is too difficult for you, place a block under your hip so you can comfortably cross your legs, spine straight, roll your shoulders back. Take a couple of breaths here. Get your awareness in your body. Set your intention for this practice, and as you are breathing, every time you take a deep breath, plant yourself more into the ground. Get that awareness in your sit bones. I'm sorry, I'm gonna remove the block because I feel more comfortable like so. So every time you're doing that, every time you breathe in, plant yourself deeper in your sit bones. And every time you breathe out, lengthen that spine and get that awareness. Imagine there is a source of light at the base of your spine, and every time you're breathing out, it's illuminating the whole spine and elongating it. So inhaling, grounding your sit bones, exhaling, lighting your spine. Couple of breaths here. If you want, you can place one hand on the heart center and the other on the abdomen, and feel the full depth of your diaphragm. And gently open your eyes, and sitting the same place you're sitting, I'm just going to turn around to show you what exactly I'm trying to do. Now from here, while sitting, I want you to place 2 fingers on the last rib and your thumb at the back of your ribs. And every time you're taking a deep breath in, feel your diaphragm pushing your stomach out, and feel those ribs coming out. So inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. From here, if you can sit in Vajrasana comfortably, I want you to take it to the next level. So place both your hands at the back, rolling your shoulders back. Take your chest out. We're going to take a few breaths here. If this feels too easy and too comfortable, you can lift your knees up and do it like so. And if this is also too easy for you, you can find your balance and find your center here, and a few breaths here. So 1, 2, and 3. Gently drop down, come forward, Find your center and come into child's pose. One breath. And inhale, rise up. Interlock your fingers and twist and rise up like so. On an inhale, elongate your spine, your chest out and lengthen. And on an exhale, curl your upper back with your shoulder blades away from each other, engaging that core. Again, inhale, lengthen that spine, chest out. Exhale, curl that upper back, engage your core and push. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, roll back. Now from here, I want you to come on all fours with your arms in a straight line, wrist exactly below the shoulders. It shouldn't be here, it shouldn't be here. And similarly, your hip bones are directly above your knees, your toes curled in like so. From here, we're gonna go cat-cow, but being mindful of our breath and really engaging that core. So when you are inhaling, I want you to curl that tailbone in, put that chest out, roll your shoulders back, look up. On an exhale, pushing the mat away from you, curling that upper back, engaging that core. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And again, inhaling, tilting, arching that back, really taking that chest out, going into a soft bend, melting your spine. Exhale, push back. Push, 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 engage that core. And on an inhale, arch to cow. Exhale to cat. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. From here, come into your tabletop position with your arch of the back taken out. So this, not this way, just arch of your back taken out with your back flush and flat. From here, I'm gonna lift my right leg and my left arm and extend, extend, extend. Find that length in my spine and extend, extend, extend. From here, I'm gonna start exhaling, coming into the same cat position, trying to get my knee to touch my elbow, keeping my core engaged and pushing the mat from the other hand, extending again, extend, 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 lengthen that spine. Again, exhaling, I come all the way down. One more time, inhale, straighten, exhaling down. Now from here, straight, instead of putting my knee down, now I'm going to take my leg out and my hand out and going to take it up, up, up and up. I'm going to keep breathing here for 3 breaths. 1, 2 and 3. From here, I'm going to come straight back to where I was, getting into that angry position, exhaling, getting into that angry position, inhaling, extend, exhaling on the side. I'm going to stay here for 2 breaths. 1 and 2. And again, forward, exhale to side and gently extend, inhaling. And from here, get your knee and your hand together on the mat at the same time. From here, I'm going to curl my toes, lift my hips up, and I get into my first down dog of the practice. From here, I ease in a down dog a little bit. So, a little bit movement here. You can walk into your down dog if you want. You can adjust your back into the down dog if you want. Again, I'm actively pushing against the mat. I'm gazing at my navel. I'm really pushing it. And I'm keeping my shoulders away from my ears. I'm not sinking into it. I'm pushing my shoulders away, lengthening that spine, finding that space, arching my hips as far to the sky as I can. I'm going to stay here for 1 more breath. And then I come down back into my tabletop position. Switching the sides this time. So, lift my left leg find that extension, find that length in my spine. With my right hand, I'm struggling with space here. With my right hand extended forward, forward, forward. And from here, I'm going to take an exhale. I'm going to bring my knee to my elbow and arching my upper back and pushing down the mat. Inhaling, I'm going to straighten again and find that length and go as far up as I can. Exhaling, I'm going to come down. That's 2. One more time. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Straighten, straighten, lengthen. Exhaling, come down. From here, inhaling, I straighten. Exhaling, I bring to the side and I lift, lift, lift. 2 and 3. Inhale, back, back, and exhaling. Elbow to knee. Inhaling, straighten, lift, lift, lift. Exhaling to the side and lift. 2 and 3. Again, center. Exhale, inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, come here. And on an inhale, bring it down together. Curl your toes, lift up into an up dog. And find your center here. If this is too much for you, you can keep your knees bent, or you can bring your feet wider than your hips. This is also going to ease up that posture. So again, breathing into it, gazing at my navel, I'm going to stay here for 5 breaths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From here, I'm going to jump or walk forward into a half forward fold with my spine extended and my gazing forward. So if this is too hard for you, you can place 2 blocks in front of you and put your palms on it to find that extension in your spine, gazing forward with your spine straight. This is how it's going to look like. From here, exhaling, I fold forward as far down as I can. Since I can't touch the floor, I'm going to go all the way to the floor. From here, again, inhale, come up. Exhaling, fold forward. 2 more times. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold forward. 1 more time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold forward. Coming back into your half forward fold with your spine straight, looking up. Place your knees bent. Place your palms on the floor and walk back into a plank. Walking back into a plank. From here, knees to the ground, chest to the ground. Remember to get that shape and gradually slide forward into a baby cobra. Now my feet are flat with the top of my feet on the mat. From here, I'm going to keep my shoulders rolled back, keeping my navel on the floor, actively engaging my legs and my feet together. I'm going to come up into a baby cobra. I'm not coming to the full cobra, I'm coming into the baby cobra. I'm going to breathe here for 1 breath, and from here curl my toes in and come up into a down dog. Spread my feet hip width apart and stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Now from here, I'm going to lift my right leg, bring it closer to my chest. And from here, I'm going to drop my right leg between my palms, getting into a low lunge. I'm going to drop my, dropping my left knee and left foot flat on the ground. I'm going to sweep my arms, come up, gazing up at my thumbs. I'm going to get into a deep lunge. And again, drop my palms on the floor, curl my toes, come back into a down dog. I'm going to repeat the same thing again on the other side. Lifting my left leg, coming on top of my toes on the right side, activating my core and really pushing the mat from my hands and arching that upper back. I'm going to drop my left foot on the mat, dropping my right knee, making my right foot flat, Sweeping my arms up, I'm going to come into a deep lunge, gazing at my thumbs, looking up. Exhale, I'm going to drop down and curl my toes and come back into a down dog. From here, we're going into a three-legged dog and we'll be doing circles in the down dog. So starting from the right side, I'm going to lift my right leg, get on top of the left one and really make a slow big circle with the right side, 1 and 2, making sure my hips are square and I'm grounded on the front, so my arms are really pushing. 1 and 2, and I'm gonna do it on the opposite side again. Do it with me. 1 and 2. From here, getting into a three-legged dog, stretching as far down as I can and dropping it. Now from here, get into a plank. Take a breath here. 1 and 2, and again get into the down dog and doing it on the left side now. So come on top of your right foot, lift your left leg, curl it, fold it, and from here I'm going to make a slow circle. 1 and 2, opposite side. 1 and 2. From here, getting into a three-legged dog, getting that stretch, deep stretch, and dropping it down. Stay in down dog for a breath. And come on top, getting into child's pose. We stay here for one breath. That was one really long breath. Getting on top of your mat in the child's pose, we are going to attempt to do the puppy pose. So I'm pushing back a little bit. From here, I'm going to roll my shoulders back, take my chest out and really melt in the mat. So I'm going to go down, 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 down. If this is too much for you and this is where you can go, you can place your forehead underneath. If your forehead is far, place a block under you, and as you're pushing the mat away from your palms, you can place your head on the block. But if this is too easy for you, keep breathing and get your chin to the mat. And keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing, and eventually you can get your chest to the mat. Let your chest melt. Ease that spine and let your chest melt into the mat here. Few breaths here. And whenever you're ready, push your hands back a little bit, curl your toes. You know what's going to happen. You're going to a down dog. And this is going to be a resting posture. So one deep breath here. And from here, we're going to jump or walk forward. Come into half forward fold with the spine straight, looking up. You can use your blocks at this point. Stay in this position for one breath and exhaling, fold forward all the way down. And from here, take a deep inhale and come up all the way. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, fold forward all the way down to the mat. Inhaling, again, you can use your blocks here. Inhaling, coming up with your spine straight into half fold, looking up. From here, we go into our first chaturanga of the series. So palms on the floor, you can keep your knees bent here like so. And from here, jump or walk back into a plank to a chaturanga. If this is too hard for you, you follow the same variation again. Knees on the floor, chest on the floor, and from here roll over, curl your toes out and roll your shoulders back and chest out, gazing up. I come into the first up dog. From here, curl your toes in and come into a down dog. You did good. From here, things change a little bit. From here, I'm going to come into a three-legged down dog from my right side first, and from here I'm going to drop my right leg between the palms, planting that left foot on the floor, grounding it properly. I'm going to come up into a warrior one. So notice my hips are square here. I'm not opening them up like so. I'm keeping my hips square towards the front, coming up into a warrior one. From here I'm going to open my arms and open my hips again. Now they're not square, they're coming out my hips, and they are now coming forward, keeping my Right leg at a 90-degree angle, arms on the side, gazing forward. I'm gonna stay here for one breath, and from here I am gonna place my left hand on my left knee and extend the right side all the way as far as down as I can comfortably. And from here I'm gonna come forward and again square my hips and come into a warrior one. Take an inhale here, and from here I take an exhale, come into again chaturanga or whatever variation works for you, coming down, rolling back into an up dog, coming back into a down dog. Take a breath here. From here, lifting up the left side again, coming into a three-leg, I don't have space, but a three-legged down dog, and coming into in the palms, planting the right side, coming up into a warrior one, gazing up, keeping my hips square like so. And from here I'm going to open up into a warrior two, and the right hand on the right leg and extending the left and gazing and finding that length in the spine, gazing, keep gazing at the thumbs. And from here coming back into warrior two, and then squaring my hips, coming forward into a warrior one. On an exhale I drop my hands back on the mat, coming back into a plank to chaturanga or whatever variation works for you, and rolling back into an up dog, gazing up, coming back into a down dog, and staying here for one breath. 1 and 2. And from here I'm going to walk or jump forward into a half forward fold with my spine straight, looking up. On an exhale I'm going to fold forward and drop into a forward fold, and on an inhale I come all the way up and exhale to Samasthiti. Now when you're resting in this posture, we're going to take a breath here. Remember to keep your knees together, toes together, shoulders rolled back, and gazing forward. We're going to stay here for one breath. 1 and 2. And from here, now I want you to take your feet 1 foot apart. Okay, so I'm going to show it on the side. So taking your feet my knee really cracked. 1 foot apart. From here, extend arms up and fold forward as far down as you can. You can keep your knees bent here if you like. Depending on your flexibility, you can keep your knees bent and catch hold of your big toe like so. So I'm catching hold of my big toe like so, using my index and my middle finger. I'm catching hold of my big toe. So I'm going to show you on the side, catching hold of the big toe. I'm going to again lengthen, keeping my knees bent. I'm going to straighten my spine and gaze forward and look up, and from here I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to use my elbows to pull, and as I breathe into the posture I'm going to try to get my knees straight. There's no pushing here, just let gravity do its job, keeping your legs flexed. I'm trying to gradually straighten my knees and use my elbows to really pull in. One more breath. And from here, extending that spine, straightening that spine, gazing up, look up. You can keep your knees bent here, whatever works well for you. And from here I'm going to release, and now I'm going to take my palms under my heels, and my elbows are parallel to my calves. They're touching my calves. I'm going to keep my knees bent. Okay, my chest is all the way touching my knees. Right, from here I'm going to fold forward as far down as I can, and as I breathe I find my center. I can find space here. Now if this is too hard for you, it's always okay to place 2 blocks and keep your hands back like so, and try the same thing with your hands at the back. Right, and again the objective is to keep that contact between your chest and your knees where it is, and gradually you can try to like push and get your lower back to fold forward more. If this is not happening, that's completely okay, even if you stay here, but as long as your knees and chest are together, it's okay. Don't worry about your straightening your knees as much, right? So we can stay here for a few breaths. 1, 2 and 3, and gradually place your hands on your waist, keeping your knees bent. Inhaling, come all the way up. Oh, it feels really nice on the back. And my butt is sore. Roll your shoulders back, release. Stay in Samasthiti, knees together, feet together, and roll your shoulders back and gazing forward. I'm going to stay here for one breath. 1 and 2. Now we're going to get into a little bit of a forward fold with an extension. This is a very good posture to develop not only strength on your legs but also like your forward folding. So here I'm gonna place my feet farther apart, so they're about 4.5 feet apart. From here I'm going to start folding forward. If this is too much for you, you can always keep your knees bent and use 2 blocks in front of you to fold forward, right? You can always do this, keeping 2 blocks in front of your knees bent, and as I go down I can start to gradually unfold my knees and get them straight wherever you are, whatever feels comfortable to you. You can use the blocks like so also, keeping 2 books or blocks in front of you like this, and gradually from this posture you're gonna get your knees straight as you breathe. Now if you're more flexible, you can place your palms on the floor, and as you breathe into the posture, you can start to straighten them out and feel that whole stretch coming in. So I'm going to do the easier variation. We're going to stay here and feel all the weight coming down, all the way coming down, and breathe. And 2 and 3. From here, rise up with your back straight, rolling your shoulders back, keeping that spine straight. Place your hands on your waist and come all the way up. Okay, let's get into the next posture. So we're now going to go on the floor. Now the next thing we're going to be doing is Dandasana. So for this one, I want you to keep both your feet in one line. My feet are completely flexed in. I am engaging my core, so using the stomach lock. I am squeezing. I'm using all the 3 locks, so I'm keeping my core engaged, I am keeping the pelvic floor engaged, and I'm also bringing my chin all the way down to my chest and keeping this lock, and using my palms to stabilize and get my back straighter. Right, again there's no sinking of the back that should happen. The back is absolutely straight, and I'm using my hands to really push up and keep my back straight. From here I'm going to take 3 long breaths. 1, 2 and 3. Now from here, keeping disengaging my chin lock, I'm going to keep my elbows on the side, and as I inhale I'm going to start bringing them up. Find that length in that spine, and really pushing down my sit bones at this time. From here I'm going to start folding forward, okay, as far down as I can. If I can reach all the way to my toes, I will reach all the way to my toes. Remember not to sink in your back, and keeping your back alignment straight, I'm going to start folding forward. Now if this is too much for you, you can be here, and that's completely okay as long as your back is straight. And if you can catch hold of your big toe, that's amazing. Catch hold of your big toe. From here, keeping my spine straight, looking up, gazing up with that spine straight. I'm gonna fold forward on an exhale as far down as I can, There's no pushing here. As long as you can keep your back straight, there's no pushing here. Stay here for 3 breaths. 1, if you are here, completely okay. 1, 2 and 3. And again, on an inhale, rise all the way up. Find again that length in your spine, and again drop back. Now from here we're going to do a slight twist in our spine. So typically I start with the right side first, but here, just to demo it, I'm going to do it on the left side first. So lifting the left leg, keeping it at an angle. So I'm not keeping it straight completely, I'm keeping it at a 15-degree angle here. I'm going to hug my knee as close to my chest as possible. From here, I'm going to find that space and curl my hand all over to catch it on the back side. So for me, getting this lock is easy, but if that's not easy for you, You can catch hold of a t-shirt or a belt or a rag, and when you do this, just throw the rag on the opposite side. Again, keeping that knee close to the chest as possible. Find it under and catch hold of the rag like so. So I'm going to show it on the other side. So this is where you will get at. And now from here, I'm going to really push my shoulders back and start folding forward. Now if that's possible, it's good. If it's not happening, don't push it. Just stay where you are. And we stay there for 3 breaths, right? We stay here for 3 breaths. So catching hold, finding that lock. If you can bend all the way down, perfect. If you can't, stay where you are and catch hold of the belt and just stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And again, lift up with your shoulders really pushing in. Release that lock and come all the way back to Dandasana. From here, we're going to do it on the opposite side. So doing it on the right side now. Hugging that knee as close to your chest as possible. Finding that space, coming all over. Placing the hand back and finding the other hand and finding that lock. Okay, my bones are cracking again. Finding that lock, and from here I'm really trying to get my shoulders in a straight line. So I'm really pushing with my shoulders, and from here as far down as you can, just try to go forward. Or if you're here, you want to stay here, just stay here, breathe into it and try to really get your shoulders in one line. So I'm pushing from my shoulders, and I'm keeping my legs activated. So my legs are really flexed, they're not relaxed, they're flexed, and I'm pushing from my shoulders, and let everything else follow. So 3 breaths, 1, 2, and 3. And release and look up, spine straight, release the lock and come all the way up. From here, we're gonna go down on our elbows. Find where our elbows have that indentation. Place our hands there, and from here, extending and flexing my legs, I'm gonna use my breath to inhale and come all the way up and find that center, find that line, drop my neck back. I'm gonna stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. From here, I'm going to release and come all the way back. Find that space, move your hands and feet a little bit. And from here, we're going to go into a reverse posture. So we're going to go into bridges. So lie down on your back, straight with your legs hip width apart. Placing my hands on the sides, I'm going to come all the way up. Now, if this is too difficult for you, you can always keep a block underneath. If this is too much for you, you can keep a block underneath, and that works as well, probably this way. But if you can, use your strength to come up. Just come all the way up. You place your elbows underneath your lower back, and we breathe here. 1 and 2. Now if you're strong, if you're feeling strong and if you're feeling grounded, you can lift one leg up, get it straight, lengthen that spine, lengthen that leg, flex it completely, and find that space. And stay here for 2 breaths. 1 and 2, and drop it all the way back, and we do it on the other side. 1 and 2, and drop down. So if you are doing it with the block, it's even easier. Place the block on your lumbar, so it is the space where you have your lower back, and there. Okay, my mic is really at a wrong place today. Okay, so from here, if you're doing it on the block, if you're doing it on the block, you can place one leg up straight, and then you can place the other one straight as well, and you can stay here for 3 breaths. So 1, 2, and 3. Find that center, come back, remove the block, and come all the way back. From here, lift your legs, hug it to the chin, even lift your head and roll yourself into a ball and relax, and come all the way back. Now we're going to be doing a shoulder stand. So if you have been doing Vipreet Karni, this should not be a problem for you. I'm just going to move forward so I have space at the back. Now from here, if you have been doing shoulder stand, this is the time to practice it and do it. I'm just finding space here to make sure that my back is flat flush on the floor. From here, I'm going to lift my legs up and find that space and come all the way up. Now at this stage I am going to apply Mula Bandha. So everything down, my pelvic floor is flexed, my legs are flexed. I'm finding that space, I'm engaging my core. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2 and 3. And from here I'm going to come all the way down into Halasana. I hope I have space at the back. I have all the way down into Halasana. Yeah, I'm going to move my legs forward. Now, if you've never attempted this before and you need to use a wall, you can use a wall to do the same thing. So I'm going to move closer. So when you're doing that with the wall, just find the wall at the back and you can try and stay there with the wall. So if you're actively pushing against the wall, you would not worry about rolling over. And if you can do it all the way down, you can go all the way down. And once you're all the way down, you can release your hands from your waist and let them fall down. In fact, interlock your fingers and get that deeper stretch. I'm going to stay here for 1 breath. And from here, if this is too easy for you, I want you to fold your knees. Get your knees close to your ears as possible. Now my knees are really close to my ears and I'm going to use my knees to push my ear. From here I'm going to extend in Halasana and come all the way back. So coming all the way back is up to you. You can go as we went, going back straight and then going all the way back. It's up to you, whatever feels comfortable. The idea is to come back. Now I want you to go in the fish pose. Now fish pose can be challenging when you're doing it for the first time, so I want you to take a block and place it under your shoulders, just below your neck, just under your shoulders, below your neck, and get that extension on your upper thoracic like so. And from here you can fold your legs or put them in Padmasana or put them in Sukhasana, however you like, and stay here for a few breaths. If this is too comfortable, or you can push the block back to your upper thoracic, and that way you'll get an even deeper stretch in your upper back. And let's take a few breaths here, and I want you to actively roll your shoulders and push and open up that chest. And let's take 3 breaths here. So 1, 2 and 3. And now just slowly get that block off, roll your knees and bring them up to your chest. From here I want you to bring both the base of your feet together like so, and if you can catch hold of them like so, and really try to extend and get into an inverted butterfly. If this is too hard for you, you can always use your strap to catch hold of both your feet. And my feet are in reverse prayer pose with the making the reverse prayer pose with the base of my foot, and you can always use a strap to kind of hold on to your feet like so. But since I'm comfortable holding it like this, I'm going to hold here and stay here for a few breaths. Now this is the time, because we are ending the practice, so this is the time when you can really relax into all your postures. So as you can notice that I have my back is not arched like so. You can see that my back is flush to the mat. It's wow, it made a sound also. My back is actually flush to the mat, so my lower back is synced in. I am really relaxing into the posture and letting the gravity like open up my hip joints. So I'm going to take a few more breaths here, and from here I'm going to extend my legs into Vipreet Karni. Again, if this is too hard for you, you can do this against the wall, and that's perfect. I'm going to go in Vipreet Karni, and from here we go into Savasana, which is like our favorite asana. So find that space to extend your legs completely, and with your palms facing upwards, drop your neck to one side and stay here for a while.
Now, for the benefit of the video, I'm going to close it here, but you should ideally stay here. Pause the video here and stay here for good 5 minutes before you get up. And whenever you're ready, try to move your fingers and your toes and gradually folding your left leg, roll over to the left side and come all the way up, keeping your eyes closed. Sit in a comfortable position, find your center with your sit bones pressing down and your spine straight. Start rubbing your hands and bring that warmth to your eyes and your face and your neck. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and share it with your friends. You might not be able to finish the whole practice on day one, and that's completely okay. Keep pushing, keep trying it at least 3 times a week and let me know, and I shall see you next time. Thank you.